law enforcement, social reorientation. Say yeri nipa be kasa na ya say emo mo adwen sachira ya chiro mo ekwan a niema omu ye e be affect your mabrabo. Ni nyina ka ho friend is saying dissemination of the dangers and challenges, dangers and risk a Galamsey de mayen ekwan ye be so ye be community nim ene o makasa na na wadaroma ono man for yesremo Galamsey yi se menjai na mkoso aye ni se ya nsuo ne se ya ye menye nsuo nware e de yare beba e de menye nsuo nom e be ma hawo ne ade aba. It's all part of the process. At the same time no obi ye bone na hu na wache no na o man branding the d niam omo de yawo. It's a combination of so many things, but the biggest part of it is social reorientation, no? Because you see, senka embram kwa any law enforcement kwa etumi ma deviance and I say deviant behavior say nkwala bonesem efri oman biemu and society biemu a anka menyin say yebo am robber and yebo murder and bibi, because a lot of people have been found guilty of robbery, murder, and taken to jail, and yet every day you have people committing the same crime. Social reorientation. It's a social menace, a problem into a casa, a education, a enlightenment, and a law enforcement. Law enforcement isn't going to be fixing Galamsey. And can law enforcement quite to be fixing Galamsey? And can between 2017 and 2024, they are another damn quick for the MPP Aboagye in the fight against Galamsey Keko. No government in the Fourth Republic has dedicated time and resources to fight Galamsey like Akufo-Addo has done. That is fact. You can disagree with me. You can say whatever you want to say, but facts do not lie. The numbers don't lie. The realities on the ground don't lie. No government has put in such effort like this government has done. However, law enforcement, friend says excavators, and cannot fix Galamsey. And that is why we need to come together as a people. Now, almost send panechi, bomuchi dom, shom kutu panoso. Ye come wasem ye pomo huntoma. But if we fail to call out these people who are enabling these people and almost show much using politics, we can never win this. We can do whatever you want to do to kick out friend is saying MPP simply because you want MPP out. But nobody can solve it when we don't stick together. Because I get to solve Galamsey no easily. And ka opposition for nene. Omodo manu tutum and command solve. Why didn't they solve it in 2011? In fact, why did they even allow it to start in the first place in 2011? Because it started under them. This kind of Galamsey that we are seeing started under the opposition NDC. 2011 all the way to 2015, 2016, they could not solve it. Almost solution in here. And yet, we are leaving them, we are allowing them to go scot-free, which is right. Because there's a government in place. But the government is simply saying that, please, we cannot do this alone. Law enforcement is not enough. Embra ye law enforcement now. Ye social reorientation no. Now Krofo ya no NDC for so na no ka chom say moya Galamsey. How are you expecting the government to win in this battle? And all of us, the media, the CEOs, everybody, government, which is right, which is correct. No problem about that. But look at this. I am yet to hear a single media person go and sit behind the console and say that NDC for na mo ka catch Galamsey for so mo to so nye. Why are you telling them some about Galamsey? Not even a single person. How do we win this battle? Are you doing this so that we fix this? Or you are doing this simply because you want to see the government out? Make a story we are quickly. According to Kweku Bako, Mr. Mahama and Branowa Beimu suspended the anti-Galamsey task force, which is set up to arrest illegal small-scale miners and prosecutors. At the end of his tenure in 2016, illegal small-scale mining had assumed alarming proportions, destroying the country's forests, polluting rivers, and degrading the environment. And today, you have the same person coming to tell you, say, MPP because of Galamsey. Under his government, that is when Galamsey, in this current form, started. Under his government, he could not fight Galamsey. In fact, He has not a single record of succeeding at fighting Galamsey. And yet, we have left him scot-free. In our non-mining communities in him, in our other politics, in our cultural. But when people follow, omo pam say munja Galamsey, montomame, meba mama Galamsey. Omo fiho, omo bankra. Ladies and gentlemen, our river bodies are being destroyed. These MPP people are the one doing Galamsey, and they continue to destroy our river bodies. Vote against them. How do you intend to fight Galamsey? What is your record in fighting Galamsey? You were vice president, you were president, you had Galamsey at alarming rates under your tenure. How did you fight it? What was your effort? Simple task force I was setting up to fight Galamsey. You couldn't keep it. You couldn't succeed at it. You collapsed it. You suspended the task force. And then today, you have come back. And all of a sudden, you are talking as if you are coming from Mars. And that you've never ever even had the authority in this country to fix this. Courts not helping fight against Galamsey activities. Ofoswampofo, 19 January 2011. This is the NDC putting the blame of their inability to fight Galamsey on the courts. This is the NDC putting the blame on the inability to fight Galamsey on the people. There was a report mapping the expansion of Galamsey gold mines in the cocoa growing area of Ghana using optical remote sensing. This is a report that was developed. And listen to what the report said, highlights. Or say, area of Galamsey has more than tripled from 2011 to 2015, from 10,907 hectares to 37,696 hectares. 2011 to 2015. Why would anybody create an impression, say, all of a sudden, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, with all the effort, commitment is put in Galamsey? Of course, we haven't been able to succeed entirely in the fight against Galamsey. But we should never allow anybody to create an impression that Galamsey sprang up all of a sudden when the Akufo-Addo came to power. What is even more painful is how they put it. The entire year Galamsey because some people will be Galamsey. To the extent that I feel not latte. I'm a table possible cry, Galamsey. Simply because the year of politics. Meanwhile, this is a report not by government, an independent report that says that Galamsey, no, between the year 2011 and 2015, and Brown Mampeni Mahama Bidio Mampeni, no, Galamsey echo epejaye from about 10,907 hectares to 36,696 hectares, ewo cocoa growing areas. Galamsey affecting major rivers of Fain, Ankobra, Brim, Enum, Tano. In 2013, an estimated area of 551,496 hectares was affected by Galamsey pollution. In 2015, Galamsey encroached into at least 603 hectares of protected forest reserve. Obitivi say, "Nasabona mo abemu, I don't know what can they are in this for." I agree with you. Your responsibility, they say, we'll fight this canker and win it. But I'm bringing this up simply because the NDC is talking. Why not? Why shouldn't we bring it up? Now say nay, akaba 88 to 87 days ekotwaba. NDC for led by the former president say yentwaba mani yentuntia MP because of Galamsey. So I need to show his scorecard. Of course, there are people who don't know this. There are people who are not aware of this. Why should we continue to fight a social canker in this manner? I am say a social canker. Eh, do munti asi. Moment have video we say nipa da say need to me to call one and pass it. No way to go. There was one and pass here. How else would you call it other than a friend saying a social canker? You have video with here one name, bro. allow anybody to play politics with such a situation, because clearly, you know, we need social reorientation for a lot of these people, and you do not allow people to continue to do this in the name of politics. Say the part that said it to me be any. No one can say call no one demu or no one fear ko tu to say we say or the you go there. It tells you how deep this Galamsey situation is in this country. A social problem, one that we need to come together and fight, not one that we sit and do politics with. It is one that we fight together as a people. Enti say opposition party no eba ewia ebe gina TV so be ka say MPP form penning for na to go da na say one to boy say that you media man, we CSO, we religious leader, we organize labor, we follow chorus now. I'll be asking you questions whether it is the canker you want to fix or you have another motive. Because if the canker you want to fix, we have a real challenge and threat that we all need to come together and deal with. You don't fix a social canker when you have a divided front. Especially when the person speaking in opposition was president. And during his tenure as president, we had Galamsey tripling. I am in America. This is not an MPP report. This is not a government of Ghana report. An estimated 551 hectares, 51,000 hectares of land was affected by Galamsey pollution. 2015, Galamsey encroached into at least 603 hectares of protected forest reserve in this country. And then you have the communications officer of NDC sitting on Facebook and writing, say, MPP for to be and fix Galamsey in so number of days, they cannot fix it. This is your scorecard. This is your record. You did nothing. You did nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have no record at all in fighting the Galamsey canker. This is something destroying the nation. In fact, if there is anything at all, you and your political party are the ones who are in the forest. You are the ones who are deep in the pit, telling the people to mine and ignore the government. You the NDC, you former President Mahama, you and the comms officer, you are the ones who are in the pit, encouraging the people to mine. I gave you a quick example. Remember a quick example about the issue of Akola Otifie. Oye bonena ne mama kan we dwana question the papa nchane the papa protected no. Office Akola Robert Sisa ne suban. Ye bre. Ye say o man disika. Ye de o man ahodi nyina ekon ade yi. Na wo wonnam pit nim na wo catch nipa no so mo ye Galamsey. How are we going to be able to fix this? How are we going to be able to win this? How are we ever going to be able to win this? And then you are telling me that you're a media man, you haven't seen those videos, you haven't heard those videos, and I haven't seen you say anything about it. And I don't have to talk about it. I will talk about it. Whilst at the same time, I continue to work to fix it. That is how you build a state. If we don't talk about this as well, we'll never win the fight against Galamsey. Okay, I'm saying, one minister, a friend is saying, from Paul Boateng, on one of the reports by MPP for Galamsey, near the I have insisted and I've said it here. Galamsey born is a crime. Illegal mining is a crime because it is illegal. Anybody involved, whether MPP, NDC or CPP, let the law deal with them. But no, we will not allow you to create an impression as if, one, Galamsey is a creation of an MPP government. No, the MPP government is the one that has actually highlighted the Galamsey issues and introduced effort to fight the Galamsey issue. This is fact. We may debate its effectiveness, but we cannot take away the fact that this government has shown the energy to fight this Galamsey canker. Abambe na ba I invest say in the fight against Galamsey. Now when they can say MP before and NDC for and CB before na Galamsey, Ghana for ni paboneye for Galamsey. Whether you are NDC, MPP or CPP. The same from Paul Boateng report now I'm refer to that. We say na from Paul Boateng MPP for. Listen to what the same from Paul Boateng report said. From Paul Boateng say established miners who are members or sympathizers of the NDC. It is well known in the small-scale mining circles that NDC members and sympathizers were well established in small-scale mining, especially in the western region. They acquired several concessions in mineral-rich areas during the long periods of NDC reign. They had the money and other resources to not only sponsor NDC candidates, but also support independent candidates in the supposedly strongholds of the MPP. This is what happened in Evaluadura and Takwa constituencies. In Wasa East District, a former NDC deputy minister, who is also MP for Wasa East constituency, has been actively mining in the Subri forest for years. Subri forest for years. When MPP party officials complained and the army component of the Operation Vanguard was withdrawn almost 2 years to the 2020 election, the NDC was given an advantage in terms of access to resources from mining. Now, Okofa from Paul Boateng report was the MPP 24 years small scale mining in terms of Galamsey. Now with the paragraph now, Sase from Paul Boateng report was a Ujitumudia and also Kasemu Mukadamu established in the mining space and across the MPP for which you not all, and then you tell me that you would you know what the paragraph now favor on a better bonting, but meno and my family the better bonting. This is not the old MPP. This is the new MPP. We believe that every Ghanaian voter is discerning. Yen ye gidi say and 2024 Ghana ni bi oto baby adwum to. Nti yeso ye wo ye chefa yasema yeso ye beka yeso ye de betudwa. We are not timid. We believe that Ghana ni bi e wo man we mu eye discerning. So koto abanko dia he needs to hear both sides of the stories. You want us to believe and take hook line sinker. Yen J Professor Prempeh Boateng asem no ntumu prekope. Fine. And the Professor Prempeh Boateng say NDC money penny for more well established in the mining sector in the western region than any other person. So you are the ones doing the Galamsey in the western region. Do you agree? You disagree? Why? Because it goes against your party. It goes against your party. And I haven't heard any media person read this paragraph. They will only go and read the paragraph that talks about MPP people in small scale mining, and then they will leave this side that speaks about NDC people well established in small scale mining. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? And they don't want us to talk about it. How do we fix a social canker if we continue to play chaskele with the issue? Don't we realize, yes, sir, your money panning now quantity, don't make us why you're born. We are the MPP NDC. Who say, yes, sir, money pa bonnier for no in your quantity. I know, yes, sir. I know, yes, sir. Okay, so what about I know, Okasa, I now complain. Moabemu na Mekasa. Does it change the facts? Does it change the facts? Does it change the fact that between 2011 and 2015, Galamsey cost triple times than any other period? Does it change the facts? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? 2011 Assembly came, 19 June 2012. 300 people died of Galamsey in 2011. It is Obedient catcher me say, and a Galamsey and the Kufuado and I see, you are putting out falsehood. You are putting out falsehood. In 2011, in 2012, when the former president who is asking say Yensan to Obama mayor Mampeni because or no catcher and say Kufuado to be Uncle Galamsey, or no. When he was vice president and president, 300 people died of Galamsey in 2011. 300 people, they died. Satana Galamsey in New York. What did he do to fight Galamsey? What did he do to fight Galamsey? I didn't know your man between 2011 and 2015. Galamsey extra poor. I didn't know the task force and the buyer saw more fighting Galamsey. No, Ujaye. Why? I didn't hear. A Drew baby were my way, no. Under the former president in the NDC. See, I am so angry when I saw the comms officer of the NDC write and say, where is that text? I think I should read that text first. Where is that text? Please look for that text for me. The part where the comms officer of the NDC posted on Facebook, Nesambra back. When you got effrontery to go and write on Facebook, say, the MPP could not fight Galamsey in something number of years. And because of that, they cannot please. Where is that text? And there is no way they can fight Galamsey in the few days at Aka. And I ask myself, say, what effrontery? What effrontery? How dare you even come talk about this? When you were in power, that was when Galamsey started. This is him. If the MPP could not fight Galamsey in 2,805 days, that is since January 7, 2017, with Operation Vanguard, Galamstop, etc., they can certainly not fight Galamsey in 86 days, whether or not a state of emergency is declared. Ghanaians should simply declare a state of emergency on the MPP for destroying our water bodies, forest reserves and lands, and vote them out on 7 December. Dear Ghana, ladies and gentlemen, please, pardon me. but no crap and say semester no pana me hu say NDC communication officer betro sa asem we ya me yi na no semester no pa na me hu say NDC comms officer betro asem we ya me yi na no. How dare him even make a comment on Galamsey? Why can't I go for by President Kufuor Breso mote Galamsey da President Kufuor Breso mote Galamsey between 2000 and 2007 mote Galamsey da mona makofa adeboni we aba betre akonso Obampeni Rollins mo akasa mo founder the be enum ton. I have shown you e catch yen say mo na mo protect Galamsey. Yes, that was in 2011-2012. That was when you brought this canker onto us. Mo na mo chichire sa Galamsey or how you better na your console aka yenim adekro the animal say ya de aso etu fam ni etu gold kakra ya kwboabo anwan na ya hohoro kakra mo na mo de gold a ye tu wonsuo so eba wo my way mu. I have just shown you a report between 2011 and 2015 mo trepo Galamsey mo de akokoko mfo mo de asay no. How dare you? This is your former minister. Can I get the where I got to? My former minister, what's his name? Mahama Yariga, speaking and telling us about how they think. Please bring back Mahama Yariga's thing for me. Telling us about how or no Mahama Yariga no environment minister na Sambreno. Yet they are shedding say ombwa ne yenko Galamsey no or say I have given up. Mahama Yariga say I have given up. News in brief. Minister gives up on fight against illegal mining. Wants a new approach. September 19, 2016. Environment Minister Mahama Yariga says it is time for government to regularize illegal mining. Illegal small-scale mining. Tio. The minister Sammy Gyamfy and ne Ocho Facebook say yen to bentia MPP because want to yanko Galamsey ne for no and na ba mbra no. And ye greed. And the political experience. How dare you even make that comment? Wo, mona moko fast ade we nyina be so ye corner ye pe solution na. Mo akasa mo go so toto mu abo no. How dare you even make that comment? This is your minister, the man who was responsible under your government to help us get a solution to Galamsey. Or say it is time for government to regularize illegal small scale mining. And your NDC for can mean say you regularizing illegal activity. And here in this before, and can mean that say we regularize illegal activity. This is the NDC minister telling us that we should regularize illegal small scale mining. Or say, Mahama Yariga says attempts to halt illegal mining activities have not yielded the desired results because wherever there is mineral resources, people will do everything and whatever it takes to be able to extract those resources. The admission comes more than 3 years after the government set up anti-Galamsey task force in May 2013 to clamp down on the practice. President John Dramani Mahama, who inaugurated a 5-member interministerial task force to fight the menace, named as chairman then Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Alhaji Idrissa Hussein Nyomomo Kekahun. This is your scorecard. You, the comms officer of the NDC, writing things that you have no idea about. No? This is your scorecard. When you were in government, I'm sure that time you were in school, and that's what they did. When your government, which you are seeking to be part of the next one, when your flag bearer was president, and he set up a task force to fight Galamsey that your government brought upon us as a country, when you were in government, this is your scorecard. Mo minister na yede share in sase on share, near fighting Galamsey, or say he has given up. Now he is recommending say, yema illegal mining ye illegal no, yem mining ye regularized. We should regularize illegal mining for the people. And then you have the effrontery, the guts to go on Facebook and go and write to say this government could not fight Galamsey in Tiengutiano. What is your record? Your government's record in fighting Galamsey? You first of all brought Galamsey upon this country. One hour the Galamsey, one hour buying, and the Galamsey bow my way so. Ghana ni beyond trying to nechi. Nenko beside no say on man penning Kufuor Breso wa dey be a friend Galamsey yana. Your government brought Galamsey upon us. For 8 years in office, your government had no solution to Galamsey. This is your government's scorecard in the fight against Galamsey. Your government gave up on Galamsey and actually told us as a country that we should regularize Galamsey. This is what your government did. And you have the effrontery to go and write on Facebook, say, vote against MPP and bring back NDC. You are joking. Galamsey worsened in 2010 and water pollution increased. The quality, this is 17 February 2016, MDC Aboagye. The quality of Ghana's water bodies have deteriorated remarkably after 2010 following the game-changing introduction of heavy machinery in mining on river beds. So listen to this. Game-changing introduction of heavy machinery in mining on river beds. Game-changing use of the machines has turned many water bodies into milky, silted streams of water that is difficult to purify. This is a canker that is eating us up as a country, and we don't have to politicize it. But you see, when you have the comms officer and the propaganda secretary of the NDC writing on Facebook and politicizing it, we have no option than to show the Gen Zs who were 10 years old, who were 8 years old when this government was in power, what they did. It's only fair. CSOs, media, traditional authority, it's fair. It's only fair that we also say our side of the story, because we have young people who are going to cast their vote and may cast their vote on the wrong impression. Let's all show our scorecard. Your government, your minister said he has given up, and your minister recommended, say, we should make illegal mining regularized. 2016, when you were in government, the report by Joy News indicates, say, you have introduced game-changing heavy machinery in mining on riverbeds. You and your government, you brought machines into the riverbeds in this country. But for you, and you more anyone by NDC and Ghana ha, ye nimu say the machine seems so to mining. This is in the report on my Joy Online. You and your government introduced it, and you say what? We should vote for you back into government to come and do what? Fix something that you brought upon us, for which you had time to fix and you couldn't fix. And there Yakran say, or car, on can sample, or say, I'm going to rent 20 or no from. What is wrong with you? You think Galamsey is a joke? You think the social can was always say, I'm going to the other. In comfort, lives are at risk. That's what we are trying to fix. Sit somewhere with your politics. Sit somewhere with your dirty politics. And let allow the state fix this thing that is destroyed us. Kope bebitina. Kope bebitina kraneja and fix it. And you wouldn't end this yabaya. And Kagana ha, yenima de friend Galamsey, won't so. Yenima de crow. And you say, hey Galamsey, by the aso, and the pickaxe, and the idea. One no buying any other Galamsey bell so. And my mom find out Rollins. And Casa be a new tone say, oh, my yaman abroso. Empo. At the end say, you know, this is a 2016 report that says that Galamsey na my yama water bodies are done into milk. In Suyensuono, I had to say milk. In the Mwesi, under your government in 2016. We came into office with this situation. And we came in to try to solve a problem that you brought upon us. And you have the effrontery to sit on Facebook and write anything you want. Because about was so. About no power. Or yet they are or no any name in our ecotiano. Intimacy so mean to 2 yampia. Why? Why? And young one kid the crow. Yeah? 2014, March 17, Ghana to import water soon. Ghana's potential importation of water from neighboring countries seems to be at hand. Or it's not rosy on the side of the fence, and it's maybe time water importation is considered. Ghana is no desert country, but certain unfortunate events may be overtaking us. In fact, how could anyone even think of this? This is during the NDC era. This is 2014. Let nobody lie to you. Let nobody make you think that Galamsey and our illegal money higher person solving no. Ekufuado and his government rather are trying to find a solution to a problem that was created by the NDC. Let it be put on record. Until the NDC came to power in 2009, we knew nothing about Galamsey on river bodies. The evidence I've just shown to you. When I did way buy a crown and I some pay solution, omo to me, omo minister say we give you up. I had do be to me akosa ntokwa we bi. Nti be ya illegal, I dey na ye illegal no, you regularize it. That is the recommendation they made the government. And you have an infantry to come and tell the people of Ghana say, "Muntu abenti omo na muntu maye." This is your scorecard. 10 Galamsey operators buried alive. This is your scorecard. Stop Galamsey now. This is your scorecard. Another Galamsey tragedy, 12 trapped to death. This is your scorecard. On 5th June 2013, 169 Chinese miners were arrested in Ghana's gold mining Ashanti region. These arrests followed Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahamat's decision to put an end to illegal mining by foreigners. Utumi puti an end and so they omo kasa te say emra na oyo mampeni wa ban mu no na ye ni bibi e friend illegal mining na ye ni bibi e friend Galamsey. In fact omo to be kasa man yet say Kufuor no wakwa China no wakwa sasa China for egu plane mu na de omo ba Ghana. This is the NDC in power in 2013. China and Ghana to work harder on tackling illegal mining. Ghana to import water soon. 13 Guineans, 16 Ghanaians arrested over Galamsey. Anti-Galamsey task force resumes operation soon. Massive distraction. When na eye niema ekoso under former President Mahama. This is how the situation was when we came to office. And then you have these people still about office in 2017. That is when we encountered this challenge. And the Kufuor said that we have to make sure that we put an end to a canker we came to meet. Kufuor's first statement on Galamsey was made in 2017. Clearly, that is evidence enough to tell you that it was a major issue before 2017. All Kufuor has sought to do is to bring a solution to this major issue that we came to meet. Why are we trying to destroy it? Why is the media not talking about it? Why are the CSOs not talking about that? I agree, say clearly, no, their understanding is that we now be able to fix it. I'm with them 100%. But I'm only saying that we can only fight a social canker together. No government can fight a social canker with a divided front. And so if we're going to win this fight, and if your objective really is to work in ensuring that we fix this there, then call out all the people who are doing this, because they are enemies of the state. The government is putting in so much, the government is doing so much, and anybody involved in this is a criminal. And none of these people should be allowed to go scot-free. And the opposition party should stop going into the mining areas and telling them, say, Galamsey. Almost twice yes, and many panin they are buying no air canoe because somebody say, Abroswa, Bosomi and Sa, now, Ned, your mom buy a quine Galamsey na day. Abba. You buy ya beto, Sanyama Wina, Yansana. Immediately, in Kufuor to make his statue. I don't know if we have the video where Kufuor spoke. If we have that video, please let's play that video. Kufuor video. This was in 2017, and this is evidence that clearly, no, this canker was there at the time Kufuor era beimu. Where your evidence, I say, Kufuor air bar beimu no. My tome boss the match church bedu sabre say, answer the Kufuor beba beimu. Near Galamsey canker. Let's listen to what Kufuor said in 2017.
You know that the activities that they're involved in are jeopardizing the very survival of our nation. I took the decision that there would be a betrayal of the trust that the Ghanaian people put in me on the 7th of January this year. And as a result, we established this committee within the government to design a policy for us. Not just to stop it, to reclaim the land, to let our rivers work again, but also to see how we can figure a way for all these able-bodied young men who are involved in this activity to find an alternative livelihood. So it's a package. It's a package that we have designed to try and bring this menace to a conclusion. I've said it in the cabinet, and perhaps it's the first time I'll be saying it in public. I am prepared to put my presidency on the line on this matter. I've heard it being said that I should be careful. Many of these people voted for me, and if I continue this exercise, perhaps they will not vote for me again. you know that the activities that they're involved in are jeopardizing the very survival of our nation.
Therefore, Sanya Meya Makake Ninano was not to sort to say, and this is for Debbie. It was simply to make a case, and it was a very important key point that necessarily making to show you say the hypocrisy, the inconsistency. Or my to say, or what you know, which is here, or which is send a baby until the events I won't pay once a month. No, I come, men are not saying what I say, or will be or not to sana. Now, put on what becau. The more you come and you're the who come on no brand with Sanoko, Sunday this for Babe, or much is your con, you who the fire 1 year. Now, no for the bar Bemu 2017. It was clear, say, Galamsey was a major headache of this country. So he or the Tono also say, it couldn't be a befas why you beku Galamsey and talk on Yebeko. That should be put on record. And I've demonstrated it up to this point. I feel yeah, the Kufa the bar Bemuno, what he has done to ensure say your idea may be brave and on a friend is saying painful in common or to the boss say any air consultations or to the boss in making sure say regions on other regions in the building common on Nananu Shia on the MMDC Sakasa on the mining communities in Asia Edin common at Pequa Befaso Yedesa Galamsey in Semi Ebecoso or introducing online application for small scale mining licenses. Senebeya application be to me aye friend say easy, now a bit more transparent. Why establish a control room, a tracker, earth moving equipment. In see machines here, your friend is saying, you need two family a day, or the tracker, Shishimunti, a co baby, or being say a co baby retooling of inspection directorate, and then Minerals Commission. What retooling or Minerals Commission is regional offices, almost district offices near the care council, and a baby more Jumano, or monitoring near the easy. Why establish Minerals Development Unit? Geological investigations of blocked out areas, establishment of community mining schemes. Community mining schemes here, they a lot of the mining communities are Nipani be a normal year Galamsey. Don't wanna at least I don't want to community mining schemes more when you BBI. Into ye many free way. Ye to me so no, but at least we have something to show that this is what we have put in place over the period. I buy a kotor 100 mercury free gold processing equipment. I did quite high pile of gold processing in say a na mercury no a friend suing for us as a cause problems by inter bayankasa a fesca educator 100 of machines and no use mercury I the processing gold at the bar or my mining communities no a bank of a speedboat a boa and namun suno so say will be here in suno so born any idea a bit to me I free or a bank set up alternate livelihood project and I said the friend light national alternate employment and livelihood program. Maybe constituency Capital North. Oko Akwati Akwaswa, which plantations were are by through the land commission, and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and the alternative livelihood program. A big nursery. Who provide seedlings and mining areas, you know, baby ansasina say, baby person money buying some dabi, munjai mining, monje. Na mundia na mundi induabane woman. Whilst they are doing that, no, a buying bomo a crime baby. So it's the government has put in a lot of effort to create an alternate livelihood for these mining communities. I establish geological investigations and I can't once a mumpu already. Community mining schemes abaye recruitment of river wardens. A friend is saying in Suono so abaye 100 mercury free gold processing equipment abaye diaba abaye at the speedboats I the fighting Galamsey won Suono so abaye introduce abaye at the drones and nam I to me fair we mu hwe de ekoso won Suono so abaye diaba abaye are prosecuting illegal miners. In fact say wo pe obi pa wa prosecuting illegal miners abaye are prosecuting illegal miners e won ban we mu na na dan kwaku fo ado abaye community mining schemes me no ka say a free 2021 Echo 2024 25 legal community mining schemes I cover about 3,574 acres 149 concessions and are buying I establishing out of that 84,000 jobs direct jobs any 31,400 indirect jobs totaling about 115,400 jobs and are buying a created through community mining schemes. What this simply means, they say But for buying community mining schemes or the aba, all the mercury free machines yaba, my communities here, and can omo mining, omo free more and omo community mining, omunya still omo the omo pay. A day omo passion for. No say be free mono. But for that, this 115,000 people would also be in the pits and the river bodies. So yes, ye free where ye omu free a friend is saying a crime bonus here. But we have records to show. Say anya shwe krampono 115,000 bidie. Omo jai niema boni ananka na kan no mo ye no. Ai ne omo boa na mo ye safe mining. Na still dia omo passion wo omo tumi ye but omo ye no kwan paso. This is not to say it's a problem no call. But anya shwe krampono. This government has a scorecard. 115,000 of people who could or would have been in illegal mining are helping to actually fix this saying, helping in community mining schemes. Community mining schemes are buying lunch here. You be do no across these communities and medical account as infoni bidie and branch any bid omo overall adan kwame community mining esunafo community mining Kenya say community mining in a media tree river wardens here make omuni ene no omuni nam nsuo no so a omoboa ahwese ye betumi de asoso sa nipa bone for mo ya de hye esumase obi kan say na mo se mo de we nyina aba mo de river friend say warden aba mo de speedboat aba adenti na stella ni galamsey no ekoso pa mo chewo police for be be wo my way me Ghana be bia fe bia police station ho ko bia police station ho krono ejai nipa bone fo eja bone di clearly obi ye bode a eye bone no oye into what you do they say continuously you know what the strategy in the system be ba what the brain ase but to say what the way you know ba ade na sela galamsey koso is quite unfair because your police station bebre and so still adwumre obi bo bi kro no does it mean say police station yengu no it means that it's a police for no e dey insakrai ne nema ahodo eba no mutumi dey improve your safety no and the same thing applies to the river wardens and the speedboats ewo Galamsey so first batch of 300 river guards begins training at Eastern Naval Command September 24th 2022 and all these river wardens no omodwuma ne se ombeboa no mahwe no 1919 suo no so na obi ka se na na mo the river board na ba na e ba ne se na still Galamsey kosoa me pa mo chew. Is it not a fact that we have introduced river wardens on the river bodies? I don't know a fact. The other question is what we have done so far has it been able to fix every challenge of the river bodies? Not entirely so, but at least we have evidence that and nipa 115,000 be and come back where Galamsey no and the year omo free ho and the year community mining schemes are omo ye no safely across these mining communities. Machines they buy 100 mercury free machines. The question is that no cre see the 100 mercury free machines aba Independence Square ni machines in a good way. No cre say had the 100 mercury free way friend is saying schemes aba. Nana dan kweku fado and a friend is saying Lands and Natural Resources Minister in the World Freedom Parker almost shena almost commissions are machines. Enti no cre say the machines naba. No question says some machines, bois reduce the use of mercury in the processing of gold. It hasn't taken away every problem, but it is a fact, say Aba, and it is a fact, say Uko communities, mining communities in one, and that for me is a very important point and a very important case to make. Procurement of speedboats to fight Galamsey. A fact, say speedboats in Aba. No crescent speedboat no so no so eboa e dey fight Galamsey. That is a fact that we cannot run away from. And they say obi be catch us say and almost somebody way I no crescent e dey aba, but it hasn't been able to solve everything. It hasn't been able to fix the challenge entirely as we want it to fix. Number of persons free 2021 ya convict you any number of cases pending, number of the offenders saying statistics any friend is saying prosecutions is all here. That is a fact. It doesn't change the fact that we still have challenges, but it is a fact that government has made these major interventions in our fight against Galamsey, and nobody can take it away. It is about putting in all these efforts. Now, sorry, Adopa. Now, who say the propaganda secretary of the NDC, I bet you say, yan 12 MPP ni yan to more, and then you ask yourself, hey, Obi Tro was here. Gentlemen, be or yes, I posted a gentleman virtually say, you think all of us have short memories, right? Actually, that is what the NDC think. The NDC thinks say you know short memory. Into omu to be tro de ompebia ka de ompebia. Omu de an say about one braso. About one braso no nko ade yen ka de epebia na yen ko e baby. But this is 2024. Ye ma on ka de opebia na nko baby. Yen anye hwe krampo no ye gitum say we came to meet the Galamsey kanka that wo NDC Joma ma ne wa ban mo de baye, and we have made effort and shown through several strategies here they fight kanka no wakasa kwa ucho bi wom. The question is, you and your government are introducing Galamsey, no, you gave up. Mo minister that can verbatim emphatic say we give you up. Nankebe to me you regularize illegal. They dey illegal no. You regularize no. Ewo on my way mu. Enti nobody is going to sit down, keep quiet, and allow you to throw dust. Obetum future Google na fueni. And then what your Facebook say? From January 7, 2017 to now, to me, Uncle Galamsey, and into Mutu Abetiaye. Ghana for, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to show to you one of the key reasons. But one of the key reasons why the fight against Galamsey has become difficult. The reason is simple. Galamsey, no, apart from the fact to say, with the police for any soldier for back nipa, chinipa, to ma prosecute you, mono, and ya dear nipa no, a honomote. Omo edi diem no mo bibia omo de enu no munim enti that's what they love to do. So at every point in time we use force ni bibia no na eye kasa kire ene kasa de na se o aban a why sane man ya mabobo so nyina strategies are introducing machines say de aba community mining schemes say de aba river wardens say de aba ni ade nyina o aban a o de sane man we nyina aba operation Galam stop Operation Halt, ye de nyina ba ya hyehye excavators ya chenkrofo egum ye do prosecute omo ye say strategy bia you can think of aban we de aba ye do drones aba enam wiem still nipa na ye Galamsey simply because ye were political party bia embra oman no ye nyina ye ka ye ho abomu a ye say ye ka ye ho bomu ne ye ko Galamsey no omo de esa ne vote bia omo expect wo Galamsey site ho nti na omako nti ewia omo bankan ya na wabeka MPP they need to fight Galamsey, they are not doing enough to fight Galamsey, their people are involved in Galamsey, it is the MPP benefit omo ko Galamsey any ade moma yentie their NDC for omo ko Galamsey pets mu mining communities ni mu a omo ka kire Ghana for mi videos mako miensa baako NDC deputy communications officer on the parliamentary candidate what area nim and Mr. Tony Obena na under NDC or your Minerals Commission boss omo say omo san ba be mu bi mu a ono an obese ya Minerals Commission as Mineral Commission boss na mo san so ahwe another video on mampeni dada nankasa egia ho ebe enu mu ton se omo di bone no ya chi omo no oba obeji omo no mo me hwe videos we ye ba ne abeto ankomodie no so na ne tata ase no ma ubia Tinsi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo ya dwuma che kakrai mo so be nya sa asini bi na so ya sa e de machine si to say wa mam a obekọ akọ han na so de aba be ya dwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye e di yie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu direct Anthony Obin ono ana John Dramani Mahama so man na so meke ho ona ne tasa ase no ma wo bia tinsi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo ya dwuma che kakrai mo so be nya sa asini bi na so ya sa e de machine si to say wa mam a obekọ akọ han na so de aba be ya dwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye den e di yie enti wo kwa akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu direct Ezu
Yaba, Mochi or Galamsey no, Oma Tuomu, Yabama Omo Amnesty, no Masaba. Ezu Yaba Mochi or Galamsey no Oma Tuomu Yabama Omo Amnesty no Masaba Ezu Yaba Mochi or Galamsey no Oma Tuomu Yabama Omo Amnesty no Masaba Ezu Yaba Mochi or Galamsey no Oma Tuomu Yabama Omo Amnesty no Masaba
Ona ne tafa ase no ma wo bia sisi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo yadwuma che kakrai musu de nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine si to ase wa ma a obekọ akọ na so de aba be yadwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye de e di hie enti wo akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu da Anton Obi ono ana John Dramani Mahama so man na so meke ho ona ne tafa ase no ma wo bia sisi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo yadwuma che kakrai musu de nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine si to ase wa ma a obekọ akọ na so de aba be yadwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye de e di hie enti wo akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu da Anton Obi ono ana John Dramani Mahama so man na so meke ho ona ne tafa ase no ma wo bia sisi amohunu wa ha no obehunu say the land in the city obeka na meboa after on the 11th that way on the 7th no and say ya wo ho e de mam because no one better akot na ho say the be ya yenu anu mo bre o mo yadwuma che kakrai musu de nya sa ase ni bi na so ya sa e de machine si to ase wa ma a obekọ akọ na so de aba be yadwuma na so do krom no nko ko so aye de e di hie enti wo akoto aba no a e John Dramani Mahama e tu da
Ezu Yaba Mochi or Galamsey no Oma Tuomu Yabama Omo Amnesty no Masaba Ezu Yaba Mochi or Galamsey no Oma Tuomu Yabama Omo Amnesty no Masaba
How do we fight? Moambosha, how do we fight this canker? Say abai edin hihye egu fam. Na yedi sojafo ekọ communities mu na yedi ye kache omo ye Galamsey so bunjai. Na opposition for e bankran ya. Omo better radio so akache Ghana for nyina say yes say MPP for na say nsuo say kwaye no. No mu wi no ma fesuma se no ma combining community o kan say mon ye Galamsey. Mo ti da kwaku ban kan no. Oni Tony Obin na NDC ambreso no ye head of Minerals Commission. Kwaku Aboagye ankasa bie na no kache to e kache minus ne say so mo ba be mu bie mu a omunya kwan ba be mu bie mu Tony Obey na be communals commission na o show bobo say oba ejuma we obemo mo akoso aye na MPP of Tata omo ntomo nto abentia MPP na 7 December ye bobo abani wie na say NDC ewini a omo nyina san mra no mo mayedwuma na Tony Obey ndi nani ehu abehu asase nto no abetwetwa asase na yeden amomo. And then when you do this and you tell the people these things, that's a we be catch and say, yen Ghana for yen twa bama wo NDC, and the communications officer of the NDC has the guts to write on social media say yen twa benti yen bibi yen to momo yen to momo na mo matani Obey be Minerals Commission boss na mo Ghana for na omo ye mining na ye chi omo no enko ensan ko ye mining na se wo kokoko say che na ebeye den ena sa ban e de aban state resources ekoko from kotranse na otu omo for betie koko efom no mugye yo anya bi omo mugye mu hu MPP penin bi wom omo mutu mine ni omo bom nsem yi mo hu MPP penin bi wom enya NDC mpenimfo kwaku boy Tony Obey ni NDC mpenimfo ena ejira ho na e ka tro omo say omo nje omo mining na omo forget MPP na MPP for the soldier for tata omo na omo de omo ba omo mo kwan omo ayo mining. Why do we have everybody quiet on this video? Why are the CSOs not playing this video? Media houses, why are they not playing this video? How can government alone win this fight when you have such an opposition? Nasa aban kono ni omo kasa. Nasa omo ti ase. Nasa opposition force come na so no mo koyese chiromo. How do we solve such a problem? Enye we nkwa o. Ebi omo fi say one off. Ebi o dakru bi pe na kwaku bo ahenko pie mu wo ho. Mumen say the same kwaku boy on the parliamentary candidate of the area. Mumen video we any the omo catch the Ghana for omo ye minding FI MPP ho. Any a kwa omo for so omo show omo nkra say omo kwaso a enye Galamsey. Mumen video we mbra.
And I do not hear no to see another vanguard for no that over. And the prayers are crackers say, Yatu Abaria, Mubesa, vanguard in Mukina. Yayan to now say, am I by when the good man? And you know, Muya Jumani, Pesame was 2 minutes time. One for the Mabusia for now, Mumeki shows about him like a trauma, John Dramani Mahama. They are woman. Yenim say na me bo amande na eto aba no yenim say honest for be kasa yenim say bi mu be ko srem ebi mu be ko be bebre so mko so ebi mu be to aba wa AI inti na ne ka say after by Friday omu breki mu na obi antumi enya pepeye no ntumi antumi fa na busuafo na Monday ni duru a yenyina ye de ko to aba ye to aba ni wie enye say ye ko ye bet na wo ama wa bobo aba na wie na ye Galamsey ko ye be kitcho say aba na ya to ama na na yi Mahama no ye tumi akan na Mahama ye de bi ntumi na ye to aba ni wie on the 7th on the 8th on the 9th ye bo aba na Mahama ye wini na mumra mbe ye boduma obi ame kata
I don't know. Send a pay for no Echikan. Send a Munim no, Mr. Galamsey. And now, Mekano, Yamiadum. This is Yami Buana Mutama John Dramani Mahama. Namutama Abubakar Sadika. Namusa John Mama Adim Kunim. I got a Sadik Adim Kunim. That's 2021. Muya Majuma. Namuso, you will Kutuha. So I have a Katama. Muslim who. Wait, you pay for this. If you are Tremo, Humayan to Abano, never more you go by. Vanguard no Omunguno. Vanguard no Edaso. About 20 no my day. In my money, I knew who Tamana Vanguard day. Oh, if you are Tremo, your Dutch about on a day. You have to get a massy. Tremo.
Okay, Obianya too sure. Obianya too sure. Yes, and I'm right. ya hye no papa akodem ende ano pay eno ko manso adubia oso no de Galamsey no ya na jetu bo no gugu no ono no se to abama no 4 years ni de adwuma no yen ka hu se yentumi nye bi na yen ye adwuma ti se because of ye beto aba ena wa man pe wa se de yi ne ni se yentumi nye de yen ye adwuma yen pese adwuma ne begu Galamsey ye beto Ghana beto Galamsey ana ye adwuma na ye no so sisi e na na do Vanguard for no mo da so wo and the players are crackers say ye to aba wi a mo be share sa Vanguard ni mu kina ye ntina se e ma aba we megu adwuma tie entino mu ye adwuma na pese be weti mu nyina mu time mo fena mabusuafo na mu make sure say aba no nyina ko to ama John Dramani Mahama ye de wo mu ni yenim say na me bo amande na eko aba no ye ne mo sai owners for be kasa yenim say bi mu be ko srem ebi mu be ko be bebre so mo ko so be mu be to aba wa ya entino ne ka say ata by Friday omu breaki mo na obi antumi enya pepeye no ntumi antumi fa na busuafo na Monday ni duru a yenyina ye de ekoto aba ye to aba ni wie enye se ye ko ye bet na wo ama wa bo aba na wie na ye Galamsey ko ye make sure say aba na ya to ama na ye Mahama no ye tumi akan na Mahama ye de di na ye to aba ni wie on the 7th on the 8th on the 9th ye bo aba na Mahama ye wi ni na mumra mbe ye boduma obi a me
I don't know. Send a pay for no Etikano. Send a money no Galamsey.
It was therefore. We any ekua ye warm esi a betri so e wo my way mu a ye no mo ediesie. NDC pinning parliamentary candidates, national officers, senior members of the NDC, Seminole Kasa Nadwi, and in the mining communities, catch Romo say, Nanado Danko Kufodo MPP Aboagye same Weduma. Na politics ebeto Galamsey, yen Tnase, na MPP Aboagye say Galamsey Eduma. Na ono parliamentary candidate no. Omu nyina nim se edwuma yi enu bia na oye na o show mo bo se to aba ni wie na se Mahama wini a omu nyina mbra no mo maye omadwuma na Galam stop na do eye ne Vanguard no onjai na njai china na de tie ne se wakra na do akra cars do kra se aba be council de mesojafo na sojafo na be tata omo ewo omo mining pit mu eni to omo to abentia na do anko ekufo ado se de be ya do Mahama beba na da ya be bobo se do Mahama e win elections no omunya bobo ya obi emra no obi ambe na dwuma. This is the NDC. CSOs, religious leader, organized labor penny, traditional authority. Se one can video we ho asem a me can't check Ghana for say Galamsey how you haven't done a press release on these videos. Don't tell us say you are worried about Galamsey. Before you get worried about Galamsey, or you tell us you are worried about Galamsey, let us see you write and condemn this. How do you fight such a social canker when you have such obstacles? And then we say, as we speak, in the mining communities, the NDC are moving around, and they are telling them, say, "No, do tata." Then the same NDC will come to Accra and come and write such. But their propaganda secretary say, we are not fighting Galamsey, so we should vote for them. When these same people are in the pits, encouraging the people to continue to mine illegally and destroy our forests and water bodies. Omuba, no more people monim. Omu si omu share the NPP for netre. Okaya kai say, omu nim site owners no. Into omu ne site owners ne kokasa. No mo mu nyina akwan, no mo ti be akoye akoto aba etia nanado. Na ye to aba ni wie bobo wie ya no omo mbra no mo meye omadwuma na wo ya ban na se wo obstacle say in an opposition party na se obia condemn omo obia nkasa ntie omo obia huru omo say de omo ye den ya. How are you going to succeed? The same people who brought Galamsey in this current form on us in 2010-2011, the same people who gave up on the fight against Galamsey and said they are rather recommending say you regularize illegal mining. No. These same people today are telling the mining communities vote against Nanado because Nanado fighting Galamsey. We are no more so Beka Wakras and Nanado is not fighting Galamsey. So they go to the mining communities and tell them that Nanado is fighting you and destroying your source of livelihood. Vote against him. Then they come to Accra. No more catcher and crying for and say Nanado is not fighting Galamsey. You have this video, and you are a civil society organization. You are organized labor. You are religious leader. We are traditional authority. Now one can video one some and release this statement into your video where. Don't come and tell us that you love the you are fighting against Galamsey, because no single citizen has demonstrated the commitment to fight Galamsey than Nanado Dan Kweku-Fado. Nanado has suffered political losses simply because he was fighting against Galamsey. Mining communities say what Ghana Henyina Nanado lose votes simply because he's fighting against Galamsey. How do you come and tell me say Nanado is not fighting against Galamsey when he's losing in these communities because he's fighting against Galamsey? How do you win the fight against a social canker when you have the biggest opposition party enabling these people to continue to mine in unsafe ways and illegal ways like they are doing? And then you come mining areas now. Omo bebre they are told me say oh NDC for say omo ba omo ya Galamsey. Enti no 3 months ye chi utum kra 3 months member sisi ya na NDC for bana yaba be Galamsey. The former president who is asking say yento abama no ebie na no ton kan say so no be o mampani a obi a wa Galamsey ya chi ne bia obegya no. Mo hwe video no obi a oye Galamsey ya chi ne bia obegya no pacho mo says e boss video de ma me biem. We want to hear.
Yeba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omo yeba ma omo amnesty no omo asaba ezu yeba omo chi omo Galamsey no omo atu omo yeba ma omo amnesty no omo asaba
Omampeni dada na ode Galamsey ba ye na breso ba o my way mu in this form 2010. I went to me anso so ano. No ani mpanimfo opa wo mu se omo mboa ne ye kuntia Galamsey no se omo pa ba omo ntumi nye. Nti nkebetumi a anka Galamsey na ya de bone mpo nka ye regularize no. O say nipa bone ye fo modi bone a ya chi omo atum no. So ne ba obegya omo. Nansi ya oye media engagement obi bisa o si o ai media megya omo because me gidi say akasefo na ewo mu no campaigns no omo ne nam e na nketenkete na ya chi omo na je bia mpawche o ena nwumre yi say am robber ekowie obi na police for kochina police for bisa ne say o boss osoma o we na say oche ne boss na ne egya no na yakwakoche ne boss na. What kind of leader is this former president? What kind of leader is the former president? Say omo ye bone e na mbra atwe omo aso e na ya che omo ba me ba meja omo e mo makoye omo Galamsey. And then you have civil society organization, you have traditional authorities, you have organized labor, you have trade unions writing and attacking the government only without picking on this. You don't love this country if you continue this. One door mine one person be end Galamsey sa what was you say ya, because clearly no aban eye na femu de even though aban betumi aye bia ka ho nti ye pressure ye betumi aye dodo no se won kan NDC for ne me ya maboache we ne wansem a. Don't present yourself to Ghanaians as if you love this country. You have an agenda. It's 3 months to elections. Akabo so me miensa e kotoaba nti no nko fambra na me fa me chichire so aban. Baby ade ni tiri wo. Baby ani tiri wo ne fapem na ama aban tokwa na okona ye dere de. Minjai ho asem ka. Dr. Mahmoud ba me ase osre Ghana fo. Wada Roma. Baby ni aye. Dodo na nso na aka ye ntumi ye wie. But when it comes to the fight against Galamsey, he has a strategy which is based on experience. The idea no yentumi nya enye ya nkopem baby a ebetumi di solutions yi na amaye. Nemo ogide se wo come mining areas na nipa no do e kon do some mining. In addition to all the enforcement no, yɛmpɛ kwa bi a yɛbɛtumi aboɔ mo no mutumi mine safely more ɛno nti or the Minerals Development Bank beba sa bank no ɛbɛboa ama Ghana fo ɛnom kofa China fo kofa Nigeria Burkina Faso fo ɛba bɛgye concession ɛyɛ mine na nti fa so ɛyɛ niema ɛmfata no nkoye ne sabium cause wo yɛ Ghana ni na wonya asase wɔ nananom ho na ɛyɛ concession ɛbɛtumi am wonya gold a or the data ne bɛma wo wa bɛhu data ne hu sa ha gold wa ha hu wi a wo nananom aka asase no wonya with decentralized minerals commission no akofem licensing regime no nananom ka ho district assemblies ka ho na aboa na licensing netumi aye ntem se na Ghana ni bi ope bi obetumi nya bi wanya wie no wohia sika ye beta wachi na wotumi de tu fa agudie no wonni bi ninti o se de obeya ne se obemba mineral development bank no ama wo sika bosia na wo de akotu gold no na enei yesika sem a ayeden na dollar ebro yesidia ye presi ye betumi asoso ano no ade ba ko ode ba eye gold backed cedi na ti se yesika no ye bema na ho ode na akosoro se ye de gold ne beta echi nti ye boaw na wotu gold ni safely ya cheche kwa obefa so obetu no ni ade nyina awie ya ma osika kakra wotumi de etu in a safe manner na ban e de cedi ato na de akọ Bank of Ghana na building and reserves na de back gold no the beba ne say e be ma win-win situation a lot more of some mercury free machines or the beba say na be Ghana for between the process gold yi na omuntumi processing in a way a chemicals ya the best say yenso ni yensase ogidi say strategies say yen use ni nyina ye strategies say ye na mom emra so say ye be hwe bebe ye duro no na ya pe ekwan bi a ye betumi ahye mu kena na ye de some of these new strategies so say den aba abeka ho sanyoma we eye normal yen ye gidi say ehwe ekokan ehwe ekọ edimu whilst you are enforcing the law whilst you are making sure say all these illegalities are being done away with wo bua na wardens leti ba yo madwuma wuji nipa no dodo na efi nsuo no so no se na be ya on sign ko nsuo no so nti ese ye pekọ ye be fa so ye be boa mo a on betu be mo madwuma ye den akonenim we ene de ekeka ho bebre ena Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ene mining communities ene mining for no eka. He's not telling them so ba wa ye bone obe you for prison. He's not telling them so ba obe mo ma Galamsey any illegal mining. He's telling them so ba obe mo geo data no no mo hu baby potin ya gold ne hye. Oba obe ma license regime na yemre no bia ope bibia no a wo concession etumi akokogibi. Na nanom eka license regime mu district assemblies eka license regime mu oba se wo ye Ghana ni na unya wo concession a se na be ya nkofa boni no meji usika nyina nti obe make sure say Minerals Development Bank ewo ho a edisika beta wachi na wotumi edetu gold no madwi mo no sa wo de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ni so ade huini na dwenkyerɛ yi e bata dia omampani dada John Dramani Mahama ne NDC fo eyi a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de no beboa na de dikan yetumi asoso Galamsey niama because we would have provided an alternate way of mining and safe way of mining and appropriate way of mining for our people. Will be providing an avenue to be able to get this minerals mobilized by government to back our currency, to strengthen our currency. All your way now, I say, the technical vocational education training about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can say in these mining areas, or the appropriate and safe mining curriculum, ebeba sa TV training him. Say ebeba nkolane mrantia, omo te mantemwa, ye mining omo or no konda so be mining, omo tumi sua ekwan papa ye faswa. Ye de mine efi omo school mbremu na omo wia omo tumi de aboa na yetumi ye more appropriate and safe mining ye ngindi se aban toko a okotu Galamsey nyina wetumi edinkonim prekope enso ye gidi se between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the former President Mahama there's a clear distinction in terms of ideas and vision, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the right person for the future of this country, especially when it comes to the fight against Galamsey. He is not encouraging Galamsey. The former president is encouraging and enabling Galamsey, and that is a threat to the good people of this country. Medase, Pastor was sembre, abekami ho enwumre, na ya to adwen edi nkomosi. Mi wogide bebre, se mi nuanom genzi fo anom nim da, se de bia Galamsey ni tiri ene ne fapem efi ne no, ene omo nyina ehu. And I'm very sure say moving forward, starting from tomorrow, CSOs, religious leaders, traditional authorities, organized labor near the Yinano. Ye Kasemu, any yemun. Ye beshe afani afrejina. Sina be able to me obia will sit on their friend saying will stand on their toes and make sure say they are doing the right thing to support the country's fight against Galamsey. This fight, and yen and I kufado kon, and ye MPP kon, and ye Ghana man yina ye kon. Na se ye kabom near their dream bakon ya kuma bakon.